kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds, and when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me.
All right, welcome everybody to Sim Racing Media. Tonight, we crown the champion in the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series. I am Mike Damoni up in the booth as usual every Friday night for this league. We do have our 4 championship drivers looking to get that championship. We also have several drivers looking to improve their standings. Last week we ended with basically a 3-way tie for 4th between Dylan McDonald, Mark Parkhurst, and Austin Missler. Had to go back and look at the finishing positions on the track, and it all came down to one position. Dylan McDonald last week was able to sneak in by finishing 6th, whereas Austin Missler and Mark Parkhurst both finished, the highest they finished was 7th, so that allowed Dylan McDonald to squeak in here. But go ahead and I'll throw up the standings here as they sit at the moment, because they do have like the best of the rest. Mark Parkhurst is not here tonight. Had family emergency, so hopefully that all gets taken care of. Austin Missler is 10 points back, so he is probably going to be able to jump up into that 5th position. Zach Woods, hard luck, left out of the Elite 8 there, but is currently sitting in 7th. We'll see if he's able to maybe make up a little bit of ground. George Jewell nipping on his heels there as well. But we will go ahead and take a quick look here. Let's see here. There's Jonathan Cogswell. Jonathan Cogswell, 15 starts, didn't win this season, but He had a heck of a run. He's able to qualify with 7 top 5s, 12 top 10s, and got quite a few stage points. He is the defending champion here, so definitely be looking for him out on the track. If we can get anybody else here. Looks like Dylan McDonald is on pit lane here. Go ahead and take a look at Dylan McDonald. Dylan McDonald definitely proved that getting stage points is the way to qualify here for the championship. For 13 races, he missed a couple, but he was able to get 3 top 5s, 7 top 10s. But he was around the front most of the time when the stages were called. He was able to take advantage of that. And we got Blake Howell in the Red Duck Comics, number 26. He is a rookie in this league, but if they were giving out rookies of the year, he would definitely be the one to win it. Blake Howell has 14 starts, 9 top 5s, 12 top 10s, 6 poles, 6 wins. Wins at Dover, Watkins Glen, Worldwide Technology. Then he stepped it up in the playoffs, winning both races in the round of 16 at Nashville and New Hampshire. Then wrapped up the round of 8 with a win at Darlington that got him qualified here for the Championship 4. They're going to be getting in their cars to start qualifying, but we will see if we can get Greg Wood Jr. Blake Howell's getting ready. We are at 1 Speedway Boulevard in Homestead, Florida. Guys are definitely going to lay it all on the line as Blake Howell takes that Red Ducks Comic 26 forward through the backstretch, getting ready to start his first lap. Stages will be 35, 75, rounded out with a 60 lap stint to the finish. Blake Howell just finished his first lap. Got a fastest lap so far with a 33.54. Another championship driver just finished his first lap as well with a 33.69. Austin Missler in that number 10 Mountain Dew Chevy got a 34.39. Got a 33.53 that time. Blake Howell went faster as well with a 33.19. Hogswell came back on his second lap with a 33.46. What Ira Kohlhaas is doing in that number 29 RJS Chevy. Got a 33.45 on his second lap. There we go. Greg Wood Jr. Go ahead and talk about him for a minute. He is inside the championship for. He was able to get 2 poles and 2 wins. Got 8 top 5 finishes, 10 top 10s. Greg was able to get the win at Vegas in the regular season, and then started the round of 8 with a win at Kansas, allowing him to focus on Miami. He is the Season 1 champion. So we got 2 defending champions, one from Season 1, one from Season 2, and then 2 that are looking for their first one. Greg Wood Jr. getting close to finishing out his first lap here. .33.58. He's one of the only cars on track right now. Currently, the board sits with Blake Howell on the provisional pole with a 33.17. George Jewell with a 33.34. Ira Kohlhaas with a 33.39. Jonathan Cogswell 33.39. Austin Missler 33.53. Greg Wood Jr. just on the outside with a 33.58. It's 33.42, so just was able to get in front of Austin Missler there. Now we're going to have Don J. McIntyre. I think he's driving a number 2 Ford with the Navy. Definitely got the Navy on there. 33.68 that time. The last championship driver to take his qualifying run. Gonna be Dylan McDonald. The other 3 are inside the top 5. Stage points don't matter tonight. Just the best finisher. They're definitely going to want to start up front and stay there throughout the night. As he's finishing his first lap, we'll jump back here to Wes Fuller, the Titletown Racing number 5 Ford. Got a 33.70 his first time by, coming through lap 2. And he's got a 33.45 just outside that top 5. Dylan McDonald making his way to the start-finish line. He's got a 33.92 for the first time. We are going to have 14 cars, it looks like, take part in this championship race. Is a relatively flat type racing surface with the turns only being banked at about progressive banking at about 6 degrees, so something to look forward to. I saw in several other races that have taken place here, the Highline is the place to be, but see how these guys maintain and save tires through all of these laps here. Checking in data as usual. Ooh. Angel did not get the qualifying lap he wanted right there. All right. Take a look here at the race info. It is 1.5 miles oval. Like I said, 88 degrees. Ambient air. Track temperature is 91. And this is for the championship 4 at Homestead-Miami. We'll definitely see what championship driver is able to make his way to the podium and pick up the championship. I gotta say, I think Blake Howell is probably the favorite. He's been fast at several of these tracks. He picked it up when we came to the playoffs. He does have 6 wins this year. But Dylan McDonald has shown speed in several areas as well. They are teammates, so they're definitely looking. That team is definitely looking good with a 50% chance of bringing home that trophy. Greg Wood Jr. was able to win the first race of the round of 8 and qualified for this race here at Homestead, so he's definitely been putting in the practice. Currently sitting in 6th. So right now we've got qualifying should wrap up here any moment, and we'll go through the grid. Jonathan Cogswell has been consistent, getting stage points when he needed them. Was able to qualify just on points. Didn't get any of those wins, but been quick. He's been close to winning. Just looking for that one breakthrough race. And who knows, it might be tonight. These guys jump in their cars and get on the grid here. So we got Blake Howell starting on the pole again. Dylan McDonald just to his outside. George Jewell and Ira Kohlhaas in row 2. Row 3 is the other 2 championship contenders with Jonathan Cogswell and Greg Wood Jr. Wes Fuller and Austin Missler in row 4. Row 5, David Mazeppa and David Mayo. And then we go to John J. McIntyre and James McCaney. And we round out the field with Zach Woods and Angel Santiago. So that is the grid. We do have 14 cars taking part. We'll say good luck to the championship 4 and see what this race is going to bring. As we've got the championship 4 drivers in row 1 and row 3. They go. Pace car should be ducking in any moment now. Blake Howell will lead him to green. And we are racing from Homestead, Miami, Florida in the Championship 4 for the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series. Blake Howell gets out to about a half a car length. Dylan McDonald tucks in behind him. Ira Kohlhaas. And then we have Jonathan Cogswell making a move early here on that outside. Just to the outside of George Jewell. George Jewell battling back on the inside. Greg Wood Jr. is behind Cogswell on that high line. Austin Missler behind him. And Wes Fuller jumps in front of Greg Wood Jr. there. So they are not holding back at all when we get going here. 3 wide just behind them. Angel Santiago started in the back and is now up 4 positions to P10 at the moment. Zach Wood is down on the inside riding that white line. As it looks like David Mazepau's up high, almost into that wall. David Mayo has backed out of it. And James McCaney is in the rear. Fastest lap that time goes to Jonathan Cogswell with a 33.54. But Blake Howell is out to almost a half-second lead over Dylan McDonald. And we are 3 laps in. Wes Fuller down to the inside of George Jewell. Try and make that pass touch, but they stay off each other enough to keep from wrecking. They are still side by side here. Wes Fuller slowed down just a little bit. George Jewell moves down to the inside. Greg Wood Jr. staying up high, making that high line work. Wes Fuller jumps in behind him. Greg Wood Jr. goes from the outside down to the inside. John J. McIntyre is back up top, trying to see if he can get that high line to come in just a little bit. As you guys are watching here on Facebook and YouTube, go ahead and tell me who you like, who you think might win this championship. Tell me maybe your favorite memory of the season or what you're looking forward to end this year off. As Greg Wood Jr. is made that pass on George Jewell, puts George Jewell between himself and Wes Fuller. Like he's trying to find the best spot to put that 78 Toyota there. Pulse Graphics. Need any graphics? Go ahead and hit them up on Facebook. Jonathan Cogswell's made his way up to 4th position, right behind Dylan McDonald. Jonathan Cogswell's been repping that Roasted Jim's coffee. 27 Ford all season. Try and put it in victory lane tonight. Dylan McDonald in the 35 Chevy here. Ira Kohlhaas has got that RJS Chevy up to 2nd and closing the gap ever so slightly on Blake Howell. Blake Howell looked like he was making his way earlier in the season to have an outstanding season, and he did just that. A couple races that he got involved with a couple incidents, but other than that, he's stayed relatively clean. And you have 14 starts and 12 of those wind up in top 10 finishes. You got to be doing something right. And same with Cogswell and Dylan McDonald. Both of those drivers back here were able to get in on points without any wins, so they are a model of consistency or knowing when to hit that stage. But stage points don't matter tonight. You're racing the other 3 drivers for their spot on track. Blake Howell kind of Tries to shake loose of Ira Kohlhaas there and get a little bit better run. And he's increased his lead to half a second. So either Ira tore up his tires a little bit with the amount of speed he was carrying through the race earlier, or Blake Howell just found a little bit better line to run here. Coming down that front stretch. It looks like Blake's trying to stay down towards the white line in the corners. I believe as the run goes on, you're going to want to slide up a little bit to maintain your speed and not tear up those tires quite as much. But we'll see what happens and see if anybody else can gain a little more ground. Like John J. McIntyre's up high and has been staying up there. Not quite that old Kyle Larson line, but pretty close. And Wes Fuller was up there running pretty close to that wall as well. Angel Santiago is now up into 9th position. Like 8th is George Jewell. Got a little loose there coming off the corner, which I believe is also something we're going to see. So George Jewell is back towards the back. David Mayo just in front of him. James McCaney. Austin Messler. Like he is kind of riding it out back here for a little bit. Just inside the top 10. John J. McIntyre's up 5 positions in P6. These guys definitely put on a show every night. If that is something you are looking to get into, you know, they'd love to have good, clean drivers. Next season starts on, I believe, the 27th of January. So if you're interested, go ahead and hit them up on Facebook. Blake Howell is now out to almost a second lead over Ira Kohlhaas. Dylan McDonald's about a half second back. Cogswell's right on McDonald's back bumper there. Bud Barnes chiming in on the Facebook chat here. If you don't know about Bud, if you're in the Maryland area, go ahead and check him out. Maryland, Delaware, PA, VA, DC area. It's Kids Lawn Care Service Inc. If you need something done, definitely hit him up. He is one of the league owners here. He definitely says they can't do it without the drivers, and wants to send out his thanks to all of them. As Jonathan Cogswell goes down to the inside of Dylan McDonald, going to try and get him past here on lap 16. He's saying he wants to see a new champion tonight. So that means he's got a 50-50 chance there. But thanks, Bud, for allowing me to be a part of it and broadcast these drivers here. Ira Kohlhaas got a little bit loose there. Down to the inside, but is still in second place. But that allowed Blake Howell to get out to over a 2-second lead. Cogswell was able to make that pass, but got loose just as he did. But Dylan McDonald's battling back on that outside lane. Side by side they go, and Greg Wood Jr. is right behind them, looking to take them both out. Greg's running that high line that seemed to work pretty well. Kohlhaas just gets into the wall, bounces down to the inside, as does Santiago behind him. So that allows the 3 championship drivers to make the pass. So now all 4 of them are 1, 2, 3, 4 side by side, bumping as they come to the start finish line. Jonathan Cogswell gets loose, goes down into the inside wall. We stay green as he is off the racing surface here. Man, they were just going at it back and forth. Let's see. Go back here, see if we can take a look. Take a different look here. Take a look here as they were battling out, coming out of the corner. Cogswell slides up, gets into McDonald. They're hooked together. Greg Wood Jr. thinks about going down to the inside, thinks better of it, and then all of a sudden, I don't know if the air just came off of Cogswell, but that was the end of that. And it looks like while we were watching that, another little incident there as well. So Cogswell is now back in 6th position after battling up front with Dylan McDonald and Greg Wood Jr. Dylan McDonald picks up 2nd place. Greg Wood Jr. takes it right to him as they come through 1 and 2. That was 3 and 4. To the start finish line there, side by side again. Oh, thanks, bud. Always appreciate it. They are still side by side. And with this track being relatively flat, the guy on the bottom always tends to slide up just a little bit coming out of the corner, which is what we saw with Cogswell there. But here they go, still side by side. McDonald is able to pull away just enough. Greg Wood Jr. decides to try maybe on the high side this time. And try and stick it up by that wall and see if it'll stay. We're getting to pretty close. The inside 10 laps to that stage break that's going to happen at lap 35. And these guys are definitely putting it all out on the track. Like we got just a couple drivers that are even a lap down with Ira Kohlhaas and oh, looks like Greg Wood Jr. just got a little bit loose after he made that pass on Dylan McDonald and has to give that position back. It looks like only Ira Kohlhaas and Angel Santiago are sitting on that outside of that lead lap. But with Dylan McDonald and Greg Wood Jr. battling it out back and forth, they have slowed themselves down tremendously. Blake Howell is now out to almost a 6-second lead. Blake has got to be thinking to himself, do we really need those stage breaks? My car's running fine. Go back through the field a little bit here. I mean, I know. Oh, Greg Wood Jr. just got all sorts of loose coming out of 2 there. Man, looks like coming out of 2 and out of 4, it's just wearing these guys out. Wes Fuller back in 4th, the first driver not inside the championship 4. Cogswell's floated back to 5th now. The awesome Missler back there in 6th. John J. McIntyre in 7th. Zach Woods staying low on the track. Floats up just a little bit as they come out of turn 4 there. Ira Kohlhaas got his car all fixed there and is passing on those fresh tires. Like David Mazepin, but David Mayo in front of David Mazepin. Mazepin got loose there. It looks like just about everybody that is coming out of the corners just tearing it up. Let's see if we can maybe get a picture here of the exit. So sitting here on the exit wall, and you can just see those guys start to get loose. Just a little bit of wiggle there. Probably gonna see that quite a while tonight. But Blake Howell is out to almost an 8-second lead now. He is just tearing this track up, running away with that championship. Stage points don't matter for the championship 4. They are only racing each other on track. So track position is the only thing that matters for them. The rest of the drivers that are trying to get that all-important best of the rest, points matter. So you kind of have races inside races. Right now we do have the three of the 4 championship contenders. Well, all 4 of them are inside the top 5. Cogswell's made his way back up into position 5. Looking to get past the 5 of Wes Fuller. To get back up there to battle with Greg Wood Jr., Dylan McDonald, and Blake Howell. Greg Wood Jr. looks like he's just having a little bit of a rough time there. Have to make some adjustments on that next pit stop and get back to where he needs to be. Once again, thanks everybody as always for tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. Hit the like, share it, and get this out there. If we get more views we get, the more it helps these drivers, helps these leagues. If you are tuning in and have business, a company, anything you want to get out there, we will definitely get in touch with the league, and they will be interested in talking to you to maybe if you're looking to sponsor a race or something like that. As Gregwood Jr. gets loose again, Cogswell makes that pass. So the championship 4 are inside the top 4. Blake Howell's pretty much running his own race here. Like I was talking about sponsors. Pulse Graphics, Greg Wood Jr. sponsors his own ride there and does paint schemes, and need paint scheme, vinyl, or whatever, hit them up. They're one of the sponsors for the league. I've been doing it all year. See here, we're getting pretty close to that stage break. That is something Blake Howell does not want to see, but he will get it anyway. He is just gonna cruise here through this final lap. Blake Howell is gonna end stage 1 where he wants to end the race. P1. Dylan McDonald, Jonathan Cogswell. And we got Wes Fuller back here. Greg Wood Jr. round out the top 5. Austin Missler in 6th. Zach Woods in 7th. James McKinney in 8th. Dante McIntyre in 9th. George Jewell rounds out the top 10. So, there we go. There we have it. Stage 1 in the books. Had a little bit of issues for a couple championship drivers. Head to the pits, get it all fixed up, come back, and we'll see if they're able to make it count. First 2 stages for them are basically to get your car right for the long run at the end, maybe play a little pit strategy, as it will be the longest stint we will run. As we ran 35 this time, we'll run 40, well, a little less than 40 after the caution, and then left with about 60 laps as everybody heads to pit lane to get their car all nice and fixed up and ready to go. Thanks, Shasta, in the Facebook chat. Cheering for the 07 of George Jewell. George Jewell has been improving every week. I don't believe it's going to be too long before we see him winning a couple of these races. A lot of these drivers have watched him grow from when they first started to now. Everybody seems to be putting on a heck of a race, week in and week out. Well, let's see if we can get a hold of Blake here. Hey Blake, Mike up in the booth, you got a copy?
Yes, sir, I do.
Hey man, heck of a race. I'm sure right now you're kind of wishing that you didn't have any stage breaks for this last race.
That would have been nice, yeah.
I mean, it looks like you got that car all set up. I think you said last week that it was one of your favorite tracks. So, how's everything going out there? I mean, Championship 4 driver here.
It's going great. About as good of the first stage as I could have hoped for. A little bit tight. A little bit tight in the early run, then really comes to me later on. But yeah, as long as we can stay out front, keep clean air, I think it'll be great.
Awesome. Well, once again, congrats on making that Championship 4. Oh, winning the stage. And we'll see if you can get win number 7 here. I'll let you get back to racing.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So we got Idletown. Like 1-2 here. We'll see if they elect to stay in the same row or start nose to tail here. Maybe getting ready to pick what lane they're going to be in shortly. Like I said, these guys have put on a heck of a race, heck of a season. Now they are doing some other changes to the league, but if you want more information, hit them up on Facebook or on the YouTube chat, and I'm sure somebody will get in contact with you. But Blake Howell elects to go to the high side. Dylan McDonald down low. Greg Wood Jr. jumps up right behind Blake Howell. Wes Fuller down on the inside. So 3 of the top 4 are associated with Titletown Racing. James McKinney back in 5th. Zach Woods in 6th. George Jewell and John J. McIntyre 7th and 8th. Row 5, Dave Mazepin, and Austin Missler. Lights are out on the pace car, and we will be getting back to green flag racing shortly. Looks like we'll complete lap 40 here. Blake Howell has the button and is down and away. It's a pretty good jump on that outside lane. So does Greg Wood Jr. Greg Wood Jr. is almost even with Dylan McDonald. And Greg Wood Jr. floats up the track, going to try and run that high side as much as he can there for a second. Tries to cross over Dylan McDonald. Goes down to the inside from clear up at the wall. Side by side they go through 3 and 4. Everybody looks like stays off the wall that time. They are still side by side. George Jewell and James McKinney are side by side back there. Looks like John J. McIntyre is now to the inside of McKinney. George Jewell was able to make that pass. Up front, it's still Greg Wood Jr. and Dylan McDonald side by side. Greg Wood Jr. has a little bit of a lead coming out of the corner. Slides up just in front of Dylan McDonald. Dylan McDonald looks like he has to check up just a touch. Goes down to the inside to avoid running into the back bumper of Wood Jr. And now McDonald is back on the attack on the inside. Side by side they go. Down the backstretch. Dylan McDonald gets a little bit loose. Has to dive out and then dive right back in. Wood Jr. floats up the track just slightly as he comes to exit of turn 4. Looks like they're starting to figure this track out a little bit as they have been able to hang on to Blake Howell even with them battling back and forth here. We have Wes Fuller and Zach Woods and Jordan Jewell, the next 3 cars. And as they have settled down a little bit, we're going to go ahead and take a little bit of a break here. And we'll go side by side. You won't miss anything. Once again, this is the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series Championship 4 race from Homestead-Miami. And I will be back shortly.
What's up, guys? Roger Debo, front tire changer for the 45 Alpha Prime car. You're watching Sim Racing Media.
Welcome back, everybody, to Sim Racing Media, home of the Monsters of Speed series. I am Mike Tony, up in the booth, and we are watching the championship race here from Homestead-Miami. Currently, Blake Howell is leading the championship for contenders and leading the race. Greg Wood Jr. is up into second. Dylan McDonald in third. And it looks like the other championship contender is back here in eighth, trying to work his way through some traffic, but he's not too far back. The gap between Jonathan Cogswell and the leader is only 3 seconds. So if he can get down and get past a few of these drivers here as he's making the pass on the 07 George Gould, we will see if he has what it takes to come away with the win. Really, we've got 83 laps before it's going to be decided. We've got at least, they got the stage break coming up at lap 75. And they're probably going to have to pit one more time after that, depending on where they pit. So some of these championship contender drivers might elect to maybe pit a little bit earlier. They might pit later. We'll see how that all goes and if everybody decides to pit at the stage break. But Blake Howell was leading by almost 8 seconds when that first stage break caution came out at lap 35. He is now leading by half a second over Greg Wood Jr. Greg Wood Jr. had a little bit of issues during the first stint there, but came back now and is, like I said, just a half second off the lead of Blake Howell. Dylan McDonald's running consistent lap times, hanging around second and third the whole time here. Zach Woods is currently the hardest charger here, up 9 positions from where he started. He has that 60 Christian iRacers Toyota up into 4th position. Wes Fuller just behind them as Jonathan Cogswell looks to the inside and is going to try and make that pass on Fuller. Side by side they go. Still side by side. Zach Woods is hanging out in the middle of the track. It looks like the 2 of John J. McIntyre was almost going to be able to carry enough speed to make that 3 wide. Wes Fuller gets loose coming out of 4, slides down to the apron, saves it. Everybody's good, and we are still green. Now Cogswell sets his sights on Zach Woods, and he will make that pass coming down the backstretch. See if he's able to fully complete it here. He should be able to carry enough speed off of the corner. And it looks like he will. Yeah, just enough there. Wes Fuller was able to gather it in and didn't lose too many spots, only back a couple. So now our 4 championship contenders run 1 through 4 right now on track. Blake Howell talked to him after stage 1, and he said it was a little tight at the beginning and then came to him towards the end of the run, which is exactly what we saw last time. Last time he was able to stay about half a second, 3/4 of a second in front of these guys, and then all of a sudden it looked like that car switched over to rocket fuel because he was gone. He was out to 3.5, 4 seconds in a couple laps. So we'll see if that's the same thing that's going to happen this time. Last week we also had a little bit of a fuel mileage race, so we'll see if it's going to be the same thing that happens here. As we will have 60, probably more like 55 laps to run on the last stint. And they won't have ran that many laps under green on a single run, so we will see what happens there. But Blake Howell is now out to over a second lead over Greg Wood Jr. Dylan McDonald is back in third. Cogswell is back in fourth. The gap from first to fourth is 5 seconds flat now. Work our way towards the halfway mark. Ooh, as that, no. And James McKinney got a little loose there. Ira Kohlhaas is still back there. So Blake Howell is out to over a 2-second lead now. Greg Wood Jr. pretty comfortable sitting back here in second at the moment. Dylan McDonald in third. Back to fifth here with McIntyre and Fuller and Zach Woods. Woods up into fourth, but he's fallen off the pace a little bit. Looks like maybe his tires have got a little bit eaten up. And if that's the way it's going to be, I imagine we're going to see more drivers take tires sooner. Let's go back here and take a look at the pass. Dylan McDonald made on Greg Wood Jr. Wood Jr. arcs that corner. It's almost down to that white line. And gets loose. Seen it time and time again. It is just rough coming out of the corners. Once again, thanks everybody for tuning in on YouTube and Facebook. Go ahead and tell me who you think's going to win this championship race. Is it going to be one of the championship four? Blake Howell has been dominant here. Talked to him last week. He said it's one of his favorite tracks, and he has proven it. He has he took the pole, and he's led every lap so far. And now he is out to over 3.5 second lead. If he's going to continue his domination. Dylan McDonald back in second. Really no pressure from behind or pressure from the front. Just kind of riding it out here. Greg Wood Jr. and Jonathan Cogswell within a quarter of a second of each other. They've got to figure out a way. Oh, Greg Wood Jr. gets loose again. Looks like those tires are just wearing. Cogswell goes down to the inside. Is going to make that pass, get up into P3. Greg Wood Jr. just goes ahead and lets him go. So apparently tires are going to be a factor to see who can maintain control. We've seen, I think, almost all of our Championship 4 drivers get up into that wall, as Greg Wood Jr. does just there. Either get up into that wall or get loose just coming off the corner. The only one I don't know that we've seen it happen very much to, if at all, is Blake Howell. And that's because he has a almost 5 second lead now over second place, Dylan McDonald. We are halfway through the race. Al, McDonald, Cogswell, Wood, they're trying to put on a show. Well, at least 3 of them are. They're battling out pretty close back there. Blake Howell is just proving how dominant his season has been. 6 poles, 6 wins, and at different types of tracks too. He's got a road course. He's got Nashville, New Hampshire, Darlington, Dover. Back, see if we can get some on-track racing action here. Cogswell is able to get past Greg Wood Jr. and pull away. Greg Wood Jr. trying to maintain his spot there inside the top 4. Wes Fuller is the highest running car outside of the championship 4. See if he's going to be able to maybe make some moves to take that win. John J. McIntyre back in 6th, up into the wall. See if Austin Missler is going to be able to take advantage. Not quite. Wes Fuller was able to take advantage of Greg Wood Jr. and make that pass. Zach Woods is fading back. Zach's had several decent runs in this league. He tried to do everything he could to make it into that round of 8 and fell 5 points short. After the way he ran, I thought he had made it. The computer thought he had made it, and then after the recalculations, he was sitting just outside that top 8. But he made a heck of a run, came from almost last to finish 3rd. Just missed a few stage points, which stage points has been proven but what gets you into the championship 4, as 2 of the drivers have no wins but have been consistent. And when you run consistent inside the top 10 in a league that rewards you with those stage points, that is something that you need to have, as Missler and McIntyre battle back and forth. McIntyre's been into the wall a couple of times there, and Missler has just not been able to capitalize. Austin Missler came up 1 position short of making it into the championship 4. Finished 7th, and he needed to finish 6th or better. Tough luck. Heck of a racer. KG Sim Racer Racing is turn for Dylan McDonald. McDonald's currently sitting in 2nd, 7 seconds behind Blake Howell. Blake Howell has just had rocket fuel in that number 26 Ford. Whatever Red Duck Comics is buying him, it is definitely paying off. Maybe next season he will share some of that fuel with his teammates there and see what happens. Cogswell running in 3rd. We're getting close here to finishing stage number 2. Greg Wood Jr. is probably wishing it would end pretty quickly. See if he can make a couple more adjustments on that car as he's into the wall again. He's able to make that pass on Wes Fuller there, but looks like those tires just go away a little bit, and that car just doesn't handle the way that he wants it to. If he can make some adjustments here on this stage break. Blake Howell, once again, will win another stage. Gonna have to go for the sweep. Dylan McDonald finishes in 2nd. Cogswell 3rd. Craigwood Jr. battles back to finish 4th. Wes Fuller in 5th. Austin Missler 6th. Zach Woods in 7th. James McCaney 8th. David Mayo 9th. George Jewell 10th. So another stage is in the books, and we will go to the final stage. But Blake Howell definitely does not want to see that. But the way he ran the first one and the second one, winning both of them by 8 seconds or more, it is going to be hard to catch him. If we get back on track and go green on lap 80, that'd be close to 80. Basically have anywhere between 50 and 55 laps in this final stage. And the most they've ran on fuel is 36, 37. But while we usually talk to the stage winner, hey Jonathan, Mike up in the boots, got a copy?
Yeah, how you doing?
Hey, not too bad. Well, I figured I'd interview somebody else of this championship for. What do you think it's going to take for you to run down Blake Howell?
Not get tangled up with these other guys. And I might be able to keep up with them, but he's just walking away once we start battling for second.
Definitely. I mean, he was within a half second or so, and then you guys kind of start battling each other, and he just goes away. But any pit strategy in the playbook for you to try and maybe get a little bit of track position on him?
No, I haven't thought that far ahead yet. I got to get around this 35 car and then see what I can do from there.
All right, well, I will let you get back to racing, and we will see if maybe we talk to you at the end.
Yeah, I think I can make top 3, but I don't know if I can win this or not. Blake's pretty tough. I hope Dylan takes him out or something.
Yeah, teammates up there in that front row. All right, Jonathan, I'll see you later maybe.
Okay, thanks.
All right, so you heard it there. We'll see if something happens here to allow these other drivers to make their way to the front here. Like Cogswell saw him take the inside lane. So we got Blake Howell up high, Dylan McDonald down low, exact same way they started last time. Wes Fuller went high. Looks like Greg Wood Jr. spent a little bit of extra time in the pits getting that 78 Toyota Pulse graphics there all fixed up and ready for this final run. We will see what happens here. I want to say thanks to all the sponsors here for the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series, going out and allowing these guys to do what they do and get it broadcasted for everybody on Facebook and YouTube. Pulse Graphics, Kids Lawn Care. Anybody else I might have missed there? No, RJS got on for a race. We'll see what happens as they make their way towards the start-finish line here. Pace car is in. Blake Howell with the button hits that Geico restart zone, and he is down and away. Dylan McDonald is going to see about sliding up in front of Wes Fuller, but elects to stay about where he is. All three teammates there kind of give each other room. Cogswell stays down on the inside. It's got the run on Fuller. So championship drivers 1, 2, 3. Cogswell down to the inside of McDonald. It's almost right to that rear bumper in that 27 Roasted Jim Coffee's Ford. Side by side, they go down the front stretch through the start and finish line. Continuing to battle here. Cogswell slides up just a little bit. McDonald gives him a little bit of room as he slides up as well. Cogswell has about a half car length, and then it just went away as they went down that backstretch. Coming into 3, Cogswell gets into McDonald, bumps him up the track. Nothing really nefarious there. They just both split up a little bit. McDonald didn't slide up as much as he did the time before. He is in 3rd place still. Didn't lose too much speed or too much ground there. But as they were battling, Blake Howell is now out to a half-second lead. We'll see if Cogswell is able to maintain speed and stay with Blake Howell. In the chat says, keep up the good driving, number 26. He is proud of you. Cogswell's pretty much maintaining, but see if when Howell's car comes to him the way it has the last couple stints, if he's going to be able to stay with him. Back and watch Greg Wood Jr. battle his way through the field. He's up 4 positions from where he restarted. Sitting just outside the top 5. And as they so to say, looking for the cream here to rise to the top, as these 4 drivers have been battling up front most of the race. The top 4 in the standings, the top 4 on the track. Looks like 3 of them had a little bit of adversity, and the only one that hasn't at the moment is that number 26 Ford. Looks like they've kind of settled down here on the front end. Austin Missler, Greg Wood Jr., and Wes Fuller all battling it out. Looks like they were almost 3 wide. Greg Wood Jr. down to the inside, going to make the pass on Missler here. Well, not quite, but not slow enough to get behind him. Started to tuck up and thought better of it. Side by side they go through the start-finish line, coming into turn 1. Still side by side. Greg Wood Jr. gets his tires, his left side tires inside the apron there and about bounced up the track. Wes Fuller is right on his back bumper. And Ira Kohlhaas is just to the outside. Looks like everybody's pretty much on the lead lap. The only one that's not is Angel Santiago. Looks like he had a little bit. Oh, Wes Fuller goes down to the inside, 3 wide, almost 4 wide. Wes Fuller turns off of Greg Wood Jr., Missler Jr., and Fuller there. Battling it out. Looks like Wes Fuller decided to check up just a little bit. Didn't want to be involved in an accident as they were getting close to going 4 wide there. These guys are going to leave it all out on the track. What happens on the track stays on the track. I've seen these guys battle it out like crazy on the track, have a little bit of disagreement, but in the end, they're all racers. They all know that nothing's 100% intentional usually. So Greg Wood Jr. now has to catch George Jewell to make it up to the top 4. Just inside that top 5, but the top 3 are closer than they've been most of the race as we are completing lap 91 here. Like Cogswell's figured something out on that number 27. He's trying to hang right with Blake Howell there. This is probably the closest anybody's been to the rearview mirror that Blake Howell's seen most of the race other than on the restarts. See if it's going to cause him to burn up the tires by overdriving his car, or if he's just queued up and queued into exactly where he wants to be and what he wants that car to do and running his own race. Once again, thanks everybody for tuning in every Friday night. If you watch this and any other of our leagues on our channel. We will have a little bit of a holiday break coming up, but we will be back at it in January, picking up some, maybe a little bit of variety on the Racing Media YouTube channel here. Definitely hit that subscribe button, turn on those bell notifications. And if you want to see some good racing, you can always hit up our Facebook page. See a league you like to watch, go back and look at some of the other races in the playlist. They're all broken down for you to check out and enjoy. Got Blake Howell and Jonathan Cogswell within 0.3 of each other. Dylan McDonald only about a half second back. But Greg Wood Jr. is about 2.5 back from this battle of the championship 4. Wes Fuller just making the pass on Ira Kohlhaas. Like we got a little bit of battle back here with James McCaney and David Mayo. John J. McIntyre was running up towards the front for a little while. Kind of floated back just a bit here. David Mayo's probably one of the most improved drivers running with these guys. Like Angel Santiago is still in the pits, still trying to get his car all fixed up. Blake Howell is starting to drive away ever so slightly. Running about 500s faster than Cogswell did the last lap. We'll see when they elect to pit or if they need to pit. Like Ira Kohlhaas got a little bit loose there off that wall again. Somebody's definitely going to have to come out and repaint Homestead's walls here. Powell, Cogswell, McDonald. It looks like Greg Wood Jr. is closing the gap on George Jewell here, battling down to the inside. If he can get back up into this championship 4 chase here. Slides up in front of George Jewell. Pulls back down a little bit there. Trying to get the running he needs. Ooh, Wes Fuller clipped that apron and got a little bit loose. But as we are hitting lap 100, I'm going to go ahead and take my second break here. You won't miss anything. I'm going to see if we can get you the most exciting racing on track. Once again, this is the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series Championship 4 race from Homestead-Miami. I will be right back shortly.
What's up, guys? Roger Debo, front tire changer for the 45 Alpha Prime car. You're watching Sim Racing Media.
All right, everybody, welcome back once again. This is Mike Tony up in the booth. You're watching the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series Championship 4 race from Homestead-Miami. Championship 4 have pretty much gone to the front. They're battling it out up here. First stage, we saw Blake Howell dominate. Second stage, we saw Blake Howell dominate. Final stage here. Somebody's going to have to do something in order to catch Blake Howell. Blake Howell is out to 1.5 second lead over Jonathan Cogswell. Cogswell is about 2 seconds over Dylan McDonald, and Gregwood Jr. is about 4 seconds back there. Wes Fuller is the highest running non-championship Ford driver at the moment. He is sitting in P5. And just as I say that, Jonathan Cogswell pulls off and hits to pit lane. Austin Missler as well. So we will see what that causes as far as if Blake Howell is going to come in and hit the pits or if he is just going to stay out and run until he feels his tires are starting to wear out a little bit. Oh, he hits pit lane a lap after them. Dylan McDonald stays out and inherits that lead, and see if he's going to be able to take advantage of staying out. Still staying out for the moment. Yep, still staying out. Gregwood Jr.'s up into second at the moment. Looks like everybody's gonna hit pit lane pretty close to each other. Blake Howell didn't lose a lap, as you see him right in front there of Dylan McDonald. Looks like Dylan McDonald's going to hit pit lane. Cogswell was just behind. So the gap between Howell and Cogswell is a little over a second right at the moment. Cogswell did pit a lap before. So we'll see how that all works out. Gregwood Jr. has the lead. Dylan McDonald pulled in to hit pit lane. Wes Fuller did as well. We are going to be down to 25 laps to go as soon as Gregwood Jr. gets around to that start-finish line. And he is coming in for his last pit stop here. So David Mazepin stayed out. He's going to get caught pretty quickly here, I do believe. Like he almost just like missed pit road. He does have about a 9-second lead right now over Blake Howell. Gregwood Jr. is on his way out of the pits. But he is on his way out. We'll see where Dylan McDonald just got in front of him. And it looks like Austin Messler was able to make the pass, as was Zach Woods and George Jewell. So Gregwood Jr. is now in 8th position. David Mazepin is in first for the moment. He's got about a 6.5-second lead. Jonathan Cogswell just ran the fastest lap of the race with a 33.33 and is closing the gap ever so slightly on Blake Howell. But we've heard repeatedly that, or we've seen repeatedly that Blake Howell is a little tighter when he starts. And as it starts to free up just a little bit, he gets so much faster. It's like halfway through a fuel run, he has a little button. He switches over to rocket fuel as he just starts to drive away from these guys. So Dylan McDonald is back in 4th, 3rd after pit stops, which he should be getting to 3rd pretty quickly because David Mazepin just hit pit lane. So 22 laps to go. 0.8 of a second lead over Jonathan Cogswell. It's pretty much staying pretty close to the same, basically maintaining that gap. Cogswell has about 7-second lead over McDonald right now. So, unless something happens, it is going to be down to Blake Howell and Jonathan Cogswell. See who's going to come out with the championship. Blake Howell, rookie driver in the series, but definitely not a rookie driver at all. Guys, definitely put this league on notice that he was the one that you were going to have to beat. 6 poles and 6 wins. Crazy. The way he's dominated some of the races that he has won. It's almost like he's this league's alien. Cogswell's looking to reel him in, down to about a half second now. 19 laps to go. Greg Wood Jr. battling with George Jewell on that high side. He's going to be able to make that pass. Like he will. He is still stuck behind Missler. Goes down to the inside, going to try and pass Austin Missler here and get back inside that top 4. Slides up in front of Missler. Missler looked like he was going to try and cross him up, but just didn't have enough speed to do that. So back up front, though, Blake Howell has about a half-second lead still on Jonathan Cogswell. Dylan McDonald back in 3rd. Greg Wood Jr. back in 4th. Austin Missler down to the inside. Seems to have that inside working. Greg Wood Jr. is just trying to make that outside line work. He's been running as close as you can to the wall, just trying to make it there, and just gets a little bit loose sometimes and flips that wall, and that slowed him down. But he's still running inside the top 4, putting on a heck of a race here. We'll see if anybody has anything for Blake Howell. Blake Howell's now out to 3/4 of a second lead. As that car's coming to him, he is driving away. If we can get a little more action here on track. Austin Missler and George Jewell battling back and forth. See who's going to finish inside that top 5. George Jewell down on the inside has a run. A slide up in front of Austin Missler. Austin Missler gets a little bit more speed, so George Jewell stays down to the inside. Missler slides up the track. George Jewell going to take that spot away. Back behind them, we got Wes Fuller and Ira Kohlhaas. Ira Kohlhaas is a lap down, but he is still racing pretty hard. Usually out there running that Pepsi scheme. And we have a caution. Let's see what happened. David Mospaw. Greg Jr. Flip that apron. Oh. Round he goes. He didn't catch anybody there, but went right up in that racing surface. Oh. Bill McDonald elected to go to the pits. Not exactly sure. Why he elected to do that, but maybe he has another set of tires and he's going to throw them on and throw caution to the wind, as they say. We will be inside 10 laps to go. Looks like not choosing yet, so they'll choose next time. I imagine we're going to see Blake Howell and Jonathan Cogswell on that front row. I believe Blake Howell probably take the high side. He's done it the last couple times. Cogswell will do whatever the opposite of Howell does. See if Cogswell is going to have something for Blake Howell here on this short run. Blake said he was a little tight on the short runs. We'll see if that's going to play a part of this race. We are going to be set with less than 10 laps to go in the Championship 4 for the Monsters of Speed NewGen Cup Series. Hitting that choose cone. So just as I thought, Blake Howell takes the high side. Cogswell takes the low side. George Joel goes high. Austin Missler down low. Wes Fuller down low. Haney. Bill McDonald. Going to restart in 7th. So it's pretty much down to 3 drivers. As Greg Witt Jr. is a lap down. Oh, no, he's more than a lap down. Looks like he just parked it. Called it a day. Pace car should be ducking in. Blake Howell has the button. Hits that Geico restart zone. He is down and away. Gets a huge jump on that outside lane. He is out to already 0.3 of a second. Cogswell could not stay with him. Looks like he just didn't anticipate the start that well, but when you only have a couple restarts, it's hard to do that. So the Red Ducks, the Red Duck Comics, number 26 Ford is out to almost a half-second lead right now. Cogswell back in second. Austin Missler third. Dylan McDonald down to the inside of Missler, gonna throw caution to the wind and try and get back up into this top three to battle for that championship. Looks like Dylan McDonald might have had an extra set of tires. He decided to throw on some right sides, and then it is paying dividends. He restarted 7th. He is up to 3rd, and he is looking for more. Cogswell and Howe both on older tires. We'll see if that is what is made. McDonald down to the inside of Cogswell. Not quite to his rear bumper there. Ducks in behind him. McDonald's going to stay up high through the corner, drive down to the white line on exit. Has a ton of speed carrying him through. He is going to make that pass on Cogswell. Cogswell back to 3rd. Dylan McDonald up to 2nd, looking for more here. We will see if he is going to be able to catch Blake Howell. Blake Howell is out to over a 2.25 seconds lead. These guys have got to figure out something to catch Blake Howell. He is not closing the gap. He's running almost the same time as Blake Howell. Dylan McDonald made a gutsy call, tried to find a way to do something to catch that rocket ship that is the 26 Ford. But I just don't think he has enough to do it. He's got 5 laps, and he's running a 1/10 second faster a lap, but it's over a 2nd lead, so he will not have enough to get there. All he can hope for is Blake Howell to make a mistake. As they battle back and forth behind him. Oh my gosh, we have a caution, and that just changed everything. So we'll go back and take a look real quick. They look at that 60 on the outside there. Didn't just get a little bit loose. Maintains it pretty well, and then all of a sudden, oh my gosh. That was some massive net code that just sent him flying through the air. We haven't done this in a while. Let's take a look at from the gyro. If you're squeamish, you might want to look away. It's a run. Crazy. So, green, white checker. The race comes down to this. Dylan McDonald is probably going to start down on the inside. He's got those, I'm going to say he has fresh right side tires. I believe that's why he came down pit road on lap 123. Blake Howell and Jonathan Cogswell last pit on lap 106 and 107. Blake Howell probably choose the outside. Dylan McDonald will be on the inside. We'll see where Cogswell decides to go. He might just stay with Blake Howell to try and stay right on his bumper through the whole restart there. but a green-white checker. So we'll come around, get the green flag, race around like they usually would. As long as the leader gets that white flag, the next flag will end the race. If the caution comes out before the leader takes the white flag, we will reset them again and do it all over. Should be getting ready here. You pick and see which way they're gonna go. I think it's pretty obvious where Blake Howell's gonna be. Been there all night. Dylan McDonald started on the front row every time he's had the option to do so. Looks like they are going to be choosing this time. A little bit of strategy there by Dylan McDonald, driving clear down to the inside and then popping back up top. We'll see if that's going to be the way he decides to try and win this race. Well, that is unfortunate. Looks like Cogswell, they're giving him a penalty. Might have to go back and review that footage there, but so Austin Messler gets down to the inside. Blake Howell has the button and will lead him to green. Blake Howell is already out to 0.3 of a second lead. Dylan McDonald in second. Wes Fuller in third. Or Austin Messler in third. Wes Fuller in fourth, looking for third. Final lap. Blake Howell leading by almost half a second. Dominating performance. Hate to see it in that way. Titletown Racing 1, 2, 3 with Wes Fuller beating Austin Messler. James McCaney in 5th. Mayo 6th, Koha 7th, George Jewell 8th, Mazepin 9th, Zach Woods brings home a 10, top 10. We'll go ahead and watch Blake here burn it down for his championship. Hey Wes, Mike up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey man, heck of a run there. You're able to bring home 3rd place, just behind your 2 teammates there, battling for the championship. But heck of a run. How'd you like the season? Looking back over it.
Fun. Titletown and Title City Racing had one a hell of a year. I think we pretty well clinched we had the most wins. Sorry, I'm so pumped for Blake right now and Dylan. I can't talk. It was a good season though. Titletown, Title City Racing kicked butt. I think we fell short of the team championship, but we sure got the drivers championship, and that was one of the goals that we kind of set for ourselves was we wanted to win races, we wanted to win drivers championship, we want to win team championship. 2 out of 3 is not bad.
Definitely. Well, heck of a run. I will let you go celebrate with. I'll probably talk to Blake while I talk to Dylan, but look forward to maybe seeing you guys back next year.
We will be back next year. We'll be going back, or we'll be going for that team championship and hopefully another drivers championship. I do want to thank everybody at Titletown Racing. I had a special paint scheme for everybody tonight. I also want to thank Busch Light, my wife for letting me do this, my mom for watching. My dogs are on the car, just all 3 of them rescue dogs, so go out and rescue a dog. Seasons for my sister who passed away in 2010 of cancer. Goose Graphics, Gutter Pro, Titles Town, Sim Racing and Media, and 213 Simware. Just everybody at Titletown, Title City Racing, big thank you to everybody, and you guys for putting this on. Thanks for talking to all of us and calling these races. I want to thank Angel, Bud, and Pulse Graphics guy, Greg Wood, for putting this all on. It's been a fun season, and like I said, we will be back.
Awesome. All right, I will let you go. Let's see here. Let me. Dylan, Mike up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, sir. How's it going?
Not too bad, man. Hey, heck of a run there. Heck of a strategy call to take tires on lap 123. I believe you took right sides, but I wasn't sure.
Do you want to know a little secret?
Oh.
I didn't have any tires. I just took more fuel.
Oh, really?
Yep. Just fuel only. First off, got to give a big shout out to Dalton for all the help that he's helped me with from Kansas to here. We just had a little bit of a mishap on pit road, and thankfully that caution came out.
Yeah, I didn't know what was going on. I'm like, oh, maybe he has a set of tires. He's going to try and work his way through the field, but definitely didn't slow you down any. You were able to finish second. I don't think anybody really had anything for Blake tonight. He must have had like rocket fuel in there.
Yeah, I tried so hard to get to him. I just couldn't do it. I just talking to my crew chief and spotter, and he just like, stay calm, just do what you got to do. It's not a stage race, just be there at the end, and that's exactly what I wanted to do all race. And I really wanted that championship, but having Titletown take it home with Title City in second place, can't be too mad about it.
Yeah, definitely. Well, anybody else you want to thank for the season or?
Oh yeah, for sure. You, you up there in the booth, week in and week out, giving us a great show. everybody at Titletown Racing, Blake, Zach, Ricky Gonzalez, myself, everybody over there, Angel and Greg for putting on the league. Everybody at EPI. If you guys need any setups, go over to EPI. Big shout out to Dalton, my crew chief spotter from EPI. Travis's Auto Services in Fort Wayne. WW Motorsports, and there's just too many, and I'm already losing my voice and I'm shaking. So it just got to give a big shout out to Mama Fuller, big time, for letting me race with her son.
Awesome. Well, I will let you go and celebrate, and I will get the champion in here.
All right, thank you, sir.
Yep. All right, Blake. Man, heck of a run, heck of the last few races. I mean, you were dynamite tonight.
Man, I don't know what to say. We did it. Man, that was a lot closer than I thought it would end up being. That those 2 cautions at the end really had me nervous. But God, that's incredible. I can't believe it.
Yeah, you first two stages, you were just like you said. It seemed like you were a little tight. You were running a little slower lap times, but once that car came to you, you hit another gear and disappeared from the field.
Yeah, it was a lot of testing this week to figure that out. Big thanks to my spotter Gino. He helped me out this week and tonight especially.
Well, congrats on A, the win tonight, B, the season championship. I mean, winning 7 races out of 15. Just crazy, the stats that you've put up this year. I look forward to hopefully seeing you come back and defend that title next year. Anybody you want to thank for the season? Anything you're looking forward to maybe next year or anything like that?
I want to thank Angel, Bud, and Greg for putting this on in the first place. I want to thank Wes and all of Titletown for being supportive, and Wes especially for bringing me on for the season. I want to thank my family for supporting me and watching all these races. Love you guys. And thank Red Duck Comics, 213 Simware, Raise Energy, everybody on the car. Incredible what you guys do for me.
Well, awesome. I will let you get back to your teammates and go celebrate your win, your championship. Look forward to having all you guys back next year.
I'll be back.
I will let you go, man. All right, we'll go ahead and do a quick rundown here of the results. Blake Howell dominated the race. The final margin of victory doesn't show the domination that was exhibited here today. Dylan McDonald in second, Wes Fuller third, Austin Missler fourth, James McKinney fifth, David Mayo in sixth, Ira Kohaas, George Jewell, David Monsapaz, Zach Woods rounds out the top 10. Jonathan Cogswell, Greg Wood Jr., John McIntyre, and Angel Santiago round out the field. I just want to thank everybody at the Monsters of Speed Racing League, Greg, Bud, Angel, all you guys allowing Sim Racing Media to broadcast your league. Look forward for you guys hopefully coming back next year, starting on the 27th of January. I know they've been leaking a little bit of their season schedule on their Discord channel. If you are looking to get into a league, this one can't be beat here. They put on a great show every night, looking for some clean drivers, clean racing. If you have any businesses that are looking to get into sponsorship here, go ahead and reach out to them on their Facebook page or leave a comment on YouTube or our Facebook live here, and they will get a hold of you. Once again, congratulations, Blake Howell, for the season championship and the win. Congratulations to Pulse Graphics for bringing home that team championship. Once again, everybody, I am Mike Demoni. Thank you all for the amazing season and tuning in every Friday night. And I will see you guys back here next time.